Hello and welcome back everybody to If My Heart Had Wings. So, last episode we got to know a girl who likes apparently to do technical drawings, I suppose. And also we learned a bit about the school, we hang around with Ageha. Actually we did quite a bit there, didn't we? I wonder in which direction this will all go. I'm especially interested still in the girl who did the technical drawings. Oh well, I guess we meet her again. But first of all, I guess we're going home now. Well then, maybe I should head back. By the time I had finished watching the various clubs, the sky was orange as the sun was setting. Huh? Ageha was at the school gates. Ageha looks towards me and points the cell phone she's holding at me. How the fuck do you have my number? Maybe you gave it to her. Or she's a stalker, hey. I told Ageha that I would take a look at the club activities before leaving. Huh? I left it at the dormitory. Yeah, to be honest, I'm kinda like that too. Like, I am very hard to reach sometimes. And I also often leave this thing at home, and I often, even when I have it with me, it's often silent or I forget to answer and stuff like that. I'm really bad with cell phones. Doesn't it say in the school routes that you can't bring cell phones to school? It's alright if you don't get caught, it seems. In my case, I'm not so worried about the school rules. It's just too bothersome to carry a cell phone around with me. Huh? How do you know my number? 5 years ago, when I left Kazegaura, I was still just a kid, so I didn't have a cell phone. Ha! Those were the times when you didn't have a cell phone because you were a kid. I still grew up in those times. Actually, did I grow up in those times or was I just the exception? That is a good question. Well, I suppose I grew up before smartphones became a thing. I think there were a few people in elementary school who had a cell phone, but really very few. Man. What? Don't bother, it's too much hassle. Writing text on a cell phone is too fiddly, which is a real pain, so I don't really like it. But it looks like Ageha isn't listening to me and started walking on ahead. It seems like an interesting school. It was different to the sports school or regular schools and had a special kind of atmosphere. Everyone looks like they enjoy it, and it's, how should I say, like they come here to hang out. Things they want to do. I don't know. There were a few that seemed interesting though. I told you, go to the sumo club. Do they have a sumo? That's the real question, actually. What do you do, Ageha? I guess that makes sense in an engineering school. Robots? That sounds interesting too. Yeah, I'll think about it. Huh? Isn't your place around here? No way. Seriously? Hey. Thanks for everything today.
度パフェでもおごってくれたらそれで十分。
No, I mean, that you are the same way towards me as in the past.
ああ、うん。
That was a big help.
私も葵が見た目以外変わってなくてよかった。あ、見た目もそんなに悪くないよ。極秘情報をリークするとね、今日だけでいろんな子から葵の携帯番号を聞かれたし。
Seriously?
訂正。スケベになったね、葵。
So what? I don't have that kind of thing at an all-boys school. I didn't.
まあ健全な男子である証拠か。しばらく会わないうちに大人になっちゃったんだね。
Ageha looked happy as she said that. So have you. To be honest, I thought she would have grown up to be more rough and tomboyish.
だね。
Ageha started smiling quietly. Looking at that innocent smile reminded me of how Ageha was when she was still a kid.
おかえりなさい、葵。
Yeah.
また明日からよろしくな、アイポ。
Bam. Ow. She gave me a great big slap on the back. You can't. Yeah, to be honest, I'm kinda emotional a little bit at least. Like, as mentioned, I think it's kind of weird that nobody stayed in contact, but having friends that actually after 5 years still behave the same way around you, even if they didn't see you. I mean, that's kind of special, isn't it? Ow, you doofus. She might have gotten a little cuter, but she hadn't really changed on the inside. Welcome back, Hal. Her attitude hasn't really changed since before, and somehow I felt that it had saved me. After Ageha and I went our separate ways, I did the shopping for dinner on the way back. It's gonna be hot again tomorrow, so I have to give them the same food that will give them some food that will give them the stamina. I was already wondering how. Same food? What? Enthusiastically, I put the menu together in my head. Oh no, I forgot to buy milk. There was a convenience store right in front of me. 5 years ago, there was a tobacconist here. It's a little expensive, but I don't have time to go back to the supermarket, I thought to myself. The automatic doors opened and the one with the self-proclaimed cool allure left the shop. She had a bag on her lap and she had a smile on her face, which was the exact opposite of cool. She didn't notice me and went back in the direction of the dormitory. She didn't go to school, so what is she doing? I gave up on buying the milk and followed Kotori. When she got back to the dormitory, Kotori opened the front door just slightly. She called Head from the other side of the door and spoke to him about something. She was sneaking around and seemed really suspicious. Is she talking about me? This is a girls' dormitory, so I'm the only boy here. I don't remember being mean, though. I don't know why, but it would appear that she is sneaking around to avoid being found by me. If that is how you feel... I headed for the back door to the dormitory. I'll hide in the kitchen for now. If this is about me, tell her I'm not here. I doubt that he got the message, but wiggled his butt as he left the dining hall and headed for the entrance. While I'm waiting in ambush, I'll put the food I bought in the fridge. After a little while... When Kotori came into the dining hall, she went straight for the cupboard and took out the spoon. Is she going to eat the Nutella out of the glass? Is she going to do that? Do they have Nutella in Japan? Or like chocolate cream for bread? I wonder. Without taking out a dish, she stayed seated in her wheelchair. She put the shopping bag from the convenience store on the table. Inside was... Hargen Darch? Is that supposed to be Hargen Darch? Needless to say, it was top quality ice cream. It is. Not only that, but it was family size. You know what? I'm actually not even that big fan of Hargen Darch. It's like way too expensive compared to other ice cream. And it doesn't even taste like... I kinda get Ben&Yerris like a little bit, because Ben&Yerris really, you gotta admit, it's really, really good. But Hargen Darch, I don't know, man. Like, it doesn't even taste that different from normal ice cream. And it's unpayable, basically. It's the big pot that costs 2,500 yen. That's like a whole $1. I wonder, like, I did this joke in so many Let's Plays, probably in every Let's Play where Yana mentioned. It's actually kind of sad. She opened the lid and in her right hand, she had the type of spoon that you'd eat things like curry with. By the way, did you know, I don't know, do you do that in other languages too? I suppose. But in German, the big one is called a soup spoon, and the small spoon is called Suppenlöffel und Esslöffel. Yeah, right. A soup spoon and eating spoon. Right. I wonder what you call those big spoons and little spoons in other languages. Kotori spoon was still above the smooth surface of the Hargen Darch or Hargen Darch. Then she dug a big hole in it. One scoop like that would be about 100 yen. Never think about that, man. Just enjoy eating. And she stuffed the whole thing in one mouthful. She brought her hand to her cheek, as though she was flooded in happiness from the bottom of her heart. What is she doing? Seeing what she was doing made hiding and watching her seem pretty ridiculous. Without knowing I was watching, Kotori began to shovel in more ice cream like a construction machine. Like only anime people eat like that. Even if it was only 105 yen ice cream, you'd savor the flavor more than that. So close to orgasm. With the next mouthful of ice cream, Kotori suddenly lowered her head, holding her temples. You know what? Actually, fun fact. My mom never believed me and my sister that he will get a headache from ice cream. And she didn't believe us until I was like 5 or 6 years old, and she saw that at the doctor's. Like there was a poster about that, or a book, or I don't even remember anymore. But she always thought my sister and I were like kind of crazy, because my mom never has headaches from ice cream. Maybe she just doesn't eat it too fast, but my mom always believed my sister and me were faking headaches from ice cream. To be able to get brain freeze from eating too much Hargen Darch is the very height of luxury. Yeah, that is true. During this little pause, Kotori opened up her notebook. There's something written there. I sneak up a little closer behind her. Shh. Next to the words, eat as much Hargen Darch as I want, Kotori happily wrote the word done. It seemed to be some sort of list. Things I want to do. That was the title, and there were bullet points below. Stroke the head of the big dog in the neighborhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. Fill the bath with water and swim in it like a pool. Is your bath that big? Or is it like a Japanese kind of big bath? Pie throwing, and so on. Among those was, go and see Windmill Hill, with done written next to it. What is this? Lady, my ears. Whoa! Kotori's scream pierced from my right ear and out of my left, yeah. I was here before you were. Her mouth was open in shock as she looked at Hat. Well, I guess it's no good sending a duck to scout the place out. Even if he was able to completely grasp what his responsibility was, there's no way he could convey the message. Kotori seemed ashamed and looked away. I'm sorry I surprised you. You were sneaking around, so I wondered what you were doing. I didn't mean to spoil her personal enjoyment. Kinda don't believe you, but okay. I went back to the kitchen to get things ready for dinner. Kotori's face seemed to say, now it only tastes half as good, as she sulkily ate the ice cream. Why are you taking time off school? She's blatantly lying. Would someone who has caught a cold be eating ice cream? I mean, yeah. If you have a pain in the throat, I guess you do? I'm the dorm mother, you know. I have to make sure the boarding students have the right kind of lifestyle. Swoosh. She went to the trouble of turning around so that she could point at me. If you want to call me dorm father, then that's fine by me. Kotori turned back around and went back to enjoying her ice cream. If you weren't at school, then where were you? I softened my tone a little as I asked her. Did you go back to the Windmill Hill? She's ignoring me and eating her ice cream. It has got something to do with me. I don't mean that. Yesterday, if I hadn't been passing by, where would you be right now? If you're not careful in a place like that, then maybe nobody would have come. If you can't move your wheelchair, what would you have done by yourself? Do you still think it's got nothing to do with me? I'm not accusing her of anything. That's why I tried to speak as gently as possible, so as not to sound too harsh. Well, I read it out a little harsh, I suppose. However, I showed her how serious I was. Lady, you're a bit silly. Are you proud of that? If you think that people would be happy because it's so rare, you're severely mistaken. I gotta say though, I really like Aoi. That is a real man. Like, not a real man, but a real dude. Like, he's talking real stuff. Kotori seemed daunted by the sound argument, put down the spoon and started thinking seriously. No, I don't. I sound a little mean, so Kotori became tearful all of a sudden. Her cheeks were quivering as she desperately tried to hold back the tears. Hey, I'm sorry. Whoops. That was the keyboard. Hey, I'm sorry. I was joking. Don't make that face. That's right. See? You're fine. Hat quacked as though he was trying to cheer Kotori up. I wouldn't tell you to say thank you, would I? It's just that if you go out without telling anyone where you're going, it's kind of dangerous, you know? She wiped the corner of her eye a little with her
わ
finger.
かるけどわかりたくないわかるわけにはいかないの
Somehow that's what the look on her face said. She put the spoon down and went to leave the dining hall. Where are you going?
顔洗ってくるのアイスで口の周りがベタベタするから
She closed the notebook and put it on her lap. Then a piece of paper fell from the notebook. You dropped something. Kotori looked as though she hadn't heard and left the dining hall. Het went after her. As the sound of the wheelchair grew farther away, I let out a big sigh. Maybe I said too much. It's just that I was really worried about her. I don't know anything about what's going on with Kotori, so perhaps I was unnecessarily interfering. Wait. Speaking of which, she was wearing her uniform. However, she was wearing her clothes yesterday when she went to Windmill Hill. Could it be that she was actually planning on going to school? It's possible, isn't it? As I thought of that, by the way, this man has detective skills, I see. I felt my mood lighten a little and I picked up the piece of paper that she had dropped. Huh? For a moment, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a notice for withdrawal from school. Oh shit. So like, oh, now my...
元気出しなって葵くん
So actually withdrawal, if I'm not mistaken, means she's leaving for good, doesn't... That's what it means, right? Huh. I was depressed while I was cleaning up after dinner, and Kanako came to comfort me. Why? Why did everyone leave so much uneaten?
ちゃんと美味しかったよ
For tonight's dinner, Kanako was the only one who ate all of her food. I mean, Kanako seems to be a good eater, but like withdrawal, no, that means leaving for good, doesn't it? Huh. Okay. But I wonder, like... I guess we'll see what all of that means. Without exception, everyone else left some uneaten. Tomorrow, I'll make even more tasty food. So tasty that no one will leave anything uneaten. I've reeled renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling down into the dining hall.
ハット先輩ガンチャースわわそっかお腹空いてんだね葵くんなんか食べるものある
There's some vegetables left over?
それでいいよ
Kanako took the leftover vegetables and fed them to Het. Is this duck her pet? Are you allowed to have pets here?
うんよ誰のペットでもないよ私がここに来る前から住み着いてたの誰がいつどうして持ち込んだのかは不明だからハット先輩
So the owner must have been keeping him.
それが違うんだっていつの間にかいたって言ってたよだからペットっていうより同居してる感じかな
Kotori also called him her housemate. It's a mystery. The real mystery is how the hat stays on his head. Ah well. Once she had finished feeding Het, Kanako got out of her seat.
さてと一っ風呂浴びるか
Don't go walking around in your underwear again, okay?
ななんでよいいじゃん夏なんだし
No.
ケチ
Kanako gave me a quick insult as she left the dining hall. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. You're a mother, alright. I guess mothers always feel hurt when they get shit like this. This time it was Kotori poking her head into the dining hall. It was almost as if she was waiting for Kanako to leave before she came in. She doesn't seem to get along well with her, so maybe she really was waiting for her to leave. Okay. didn't have that impression until now, but okay. I thought she might have to come to have dinner, but she appeared to be looking for something. I mean, she ate a full pot of Hargen Darch. Like, that's even quite a bit for me. She's looking under the table. Ah, she's looking for the withdrawal. She went round the table once and then came past the counter in front of me. No, I haven't. What kind of paper? Positive. Kotori groaned while staring at my face as if she was trying to see if I was telling the truth. With a straight face, I wiped the dishes with a towel. With no way to check, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge, heat it up in the microwave and eat it later, okay? I couldn't help lying to her. The thing she was looking for was the withdrawal notice that I had picked up. People were worried that if it carries on like this, she'd stop coming altogether. It looks like she's not really enjoying school. Ageha's words crossed my mind. It looks like Kotori really is planning to drop out of school. Ah, so she didn't hand it in yet. I mean, obviously, now that I think about it, obviously, since it wouldn't be with her. Ah, that is why she was probably wearing this school uniform, because she planned to go to school and hand in the withdrawal, right? What am I doing? Why didn't I give the withdrawal notice back to her? There I stood, not even really understanding those feelings myself. No, next day. It's always extend the little wings which fly in the sky highly. In the beginning I thought those were like chapter names or something. What the... Jesus fucking Christ, lady. Why is everyone always scaring me? This is not a horror game. But I suppose this is a good point to stop, though. I don't know what I will have to think about the withdrawal stuff. I mean, obviously we all know where it comes from. She is not having a good time. She is unhappy with herself. She's not happy in school. People are apparently not very fond of her in school. It's all a difficult situation, I guess. I wonder how this will turn out with the withdrawal. I guess at some point he has to tell her that he has it with him. On the other hand, can't she just write a new one? Or I guess she needs the okay of her parents or something like that. Well, I guess we'll learn in the next few episodes. But let's end this one here, because I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.